it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. Now, we trust the banks because they keep records, okay? So whatever record, whatever transaction, you trust that the bank can keep it safe. Now, the blockchain is a system that also records information that is safe. And in this case, it is a digital ledger of transactions, and it is such a way that it's duplicated across an entire network of computer systems, right? So let me just break this whole bunch of English into simple terms. So unlike me here and probably, let's say, Amazon here, I had to use a bank. We are removing the bank. So what's going to happen? Now we are using decentralized computer systems, okay? So we have people on the network, right? All these people are people on the network, millions of people on the network. And this is a peer-to-peer system. So I can send money to Amazon. I can send money to this guy here. I can send money to that guy here. I can send money, right? This is me, right? Let me just use another color so that you can follow. Right, please kindly mute your microphone. There's some distraction in the background. All right, so this me here, I can send money to this person, send money to that person, send money to this person without a bank. And what is the security here? Now, everybody on the network is kind of someone who verifies the transaction, okay? So everybody on the network is able to verify the transaction to see that, okay, this is legit. All right, this amount of money is supposed to be sent to this account. Is it true? Do we all agree? Yes, we agree. Okay, let's go. That is how it works. That's the blockchain for you, right? This is in very simple terms, though it is more technical than I'm presenting it, okay? So this is what it means, that we are removing any central body, and then everybody becomes, let's say, a watchdog. Everybody becomes, let's say, someone who proves that this transaction is legit. So instead of the bank having one single big ledger, there's going to be a ledger that is duplicated. So everybody has, that a copy of the transaction. So this is what I mean. Imagine we are writing a story, okay? Imagine we are writing a story. Now we are using Google Sheets or Google Docs. I don't know which is right. Let's use Google Docs. So, Google Docs, so these three friends are writing a story, one story, right? These three friends are writing one story. Now, all of them have the link to this Google Doc, all right? So at any point in time, they are able to know if there's any change in any paragraph of the story. Okay, so it gets to a point where this is A goes, opens the Google Doc, changes something in the first paragraph. And this guy here and that guy here is able to know that there's a change because they all have a link to that Google Doc, right? So this guy can call out that, okay, I don't really like the word you use in the first paragraph. Okay, let's use X instead of Y. Now, this guy thinks about it and say, okay, yeah, it's a good idea. This guy thinks about it and say, okay, fine. We are going to do it that way. This is what we call the consensus. Okay, so all these three guys have access to this one ledger. They see whatever change that takes place on it. They are able to verify and say, okay, yeah, it's actually legit. Let it go through. Or it is not legit. It's not going to go through. So this is what blockchain is. It's a peer-to-peer system. Everybody has access to the transaction that takes place. Everybody can check it out and everybody can verify. So this is what makes it very safe and secure. So people say that probably the blockchain can be shut down. It cannot be shut down. It cannot be hacked. It is very, very strong. And I'm going to explain why I'm saying this, right? So I hope this basic explanation of a Google Sheet, everybody having access to it, and you're able to know what has changed. Okay, a word has changed to this. Do we all agree? No, we don't agree. Let's change this. Let's use this. And this whole process of coming together to agree or disagree is what we call the consensus. So there's a particular consensus that is made. So we have the consensus mechanism, all right? We have the consensus mechanism. And then this consensus mechanism differs in accordance to which particular cryptocurrency we are looking at. And I wouldn't bore you with so much of that right now. As we go deeper, we are going to, if you go further in the presentation, we're going to look at that. All right. So this is basically what the blockchain is about. Instead of the bank keeping one big record, instead of the bank keeping one big record of my transaction, of your transaction, this transaction is duplicated so that so many people on that network see that same record. If any change takes place, they are able to say, okay, this change is legit, let's let it go through, and then it goes through. So this is what the blockchain is about. Now, you may be wondering why the name blockchain. Now, it is like, the data or the information is stored in blocks, all right? It's stored in blocks. So one fitting and on top of another. Think of it like a puzzle. When you have a puzzle, say you have a puzzle like this, you have a puzzle like this, and then, we are looking for something to fill this space. Now, you can have so many options, but you need something that can fit perfectly into the space. And it is because all these other blocks here have characteristics that will make this incoming block fit perfectly. So that's what a blockchain is about. Look at it like a piece of paper. Let's take a look at this piece of paper. Let me just give you a piece of paper here. Now, if I have a piece of paper and I tear it, okay, so I tear this piece of paper into two, like this. I have confidence that when I take this part and in this part, I can fit them together perfectly because there has not been any alteration in how it was broken. So this piece is given to someone, this piece is also given to someone on the blockchain, and they can fit together perfectly. Now, if there's any alteration, for example, someone takes this paper and tears it further this way. Now, when this piece is coming, it cannot fit perfectly into this. That is why the blockchain is so secure and safe, because when anybody alters anything, right, the subsequent block of information coming cannot fit perfectly, and then an alert or an alarm is sent to all the participants or all the nodes on that blockchain. And then we see that now this is a fraudulent transaction. It cannot go through, and everybody says no. So if you really want to hack or cheat the system, what it means is that you have to convince 51%, okay, of all the participants in the node. And this is a Herculean task. You can't do this, right? Because there are so many computer systems scattered all around the world, and you can't actually trace everybody and tell them that, okay, let's hack the system and everybody's going to agree with you. So it is very difficult to hack the blockchain. It is very, very difficult to, change certain information without this getting to the notice of the other participants of the blockchain. So this is a little explanation of the blockchain. The blockchain is not anything difficult or weird or anything. This is very, very simple. And I believe that this basic explanation of the blockchain has done, maybe has given you some good understanding of the blockchain. All right. So blockchain is simple. It is a peer-to-peer system. Is a public ledger. Instead of one big ledger kept by a central body, this record is duplicated across everybody on the network. So if money moves, everybody sees that money has moved, and everybody verifies that, okay, we agree with this money moving, it is legit. So that is what the blockchain is basically about. So now this blockchain technology has made it possible for us to have so many interesting things coming out of the blockchain, because of this characteristic of the blockchain, such that it is secure, it is immutable, it's difficult to hack, and then it's a decentralized form of technology. That is the main thing about the blockchain, and that's what's so exciting. It is decentralized. Unlike you go to a bank and they tell you that the network is down. I go to bank A, I want to withdraw, they tell me the network is down, go and come back. In the blockchain, there's nothing like the network is down here, all right? If one node is down or if one computer shuts down, the other computers are alive and ready to ensure that the transaction goes through, right? So it's decentralized. There's power is not given to just one central body, power is given to everybody. And that is why cryptocurrencies, which were born out of the blockchain technology, is seen to be like a social wealth kind of thing, because power is given to the people, right? So let me get into cryptocurrencies. So what are cryptocurrencies? What I just said was just about blockchains. So we are moving into crypto, right? So now cryptocurrencies are just like regular currencies, okay? Except that they are entirely digital, right? So cryptocurrency are just like regular currency, but they are digital, okay? So for example, you can see this regular currency I have here. That's a 50 Ghana cedi note, right? I believe you are conversant with this note. So cryptocurrency is just like this regular currency we have here, right? Just that it is digital. So crypto has value. You can use it to buy and sell, just like when you send this 50 Ghana cedi note anywhere, you can use it to buy and sell, but it is digital. Now, it is also fundamentally just a collection of letters and numbers. Okay, so it is not different from what we see on every currency bill. For example, this particular currency bill we have here, you can see that there's a string of numbers and letters here, right? So we can see that it's just a collection. Crypto, just like this bill, is also a string of numbers and letters, right? Just that we don't have any physical bill to represent it. Okay, so it's nothing different from what we see with the normal currency bill. Almost every physical money bill on this planet has a unique serial number, and this serial number corresponds to information like when the bill was printed, where it was printed, and so on. So these numbers we see here are not for fun. They are very, very characteristic, or they have unique meanings, right? So this is almost exactly how cryptocurrencies work. Each individual cryptocurrency coin is like the serial number you see on a physical bill. Just that in this case, we don't have any physical bill, right? It is digital. Now, just like any regular bill too, crypto can be divided into smaller pieces. So this 50 Ghana cedi can be divided into 10 cedis, 10 cedis, 10 cedis, 10 cedis, and 10 cedis. So we have 50 Ghana cedi. You can split it into any form, 2 cedis, whatever, right? So just as this 50 Ghana cedi can be disintegrated into smaller portions, cryptocurrency can also be put into smaller portions. So for example, in the case of Bitcoin, all right, so one popular example of cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. So just as a refresher, cryptocurrency is just digital currency. Okay, it's digital currency built on a blockchain technology, right? So the most popular example of crypto, of course, is the king, that is Bitcoin. When we take Bitcoin, each Bitcoin can be divided into 100 million pieces. And these pieces is what we call the Satoshi. So you may be hearing Satoshi, Satoshi, Satoshi. Now, Satoshi is like the smallest, units, maybe, let me say, one of the smallest units of Bitcoin. Okay, so just like how the cedi, we can have one cedi, we can have pesos, that is how Bitcoin can also be broken down. And another very interesting thing about this name Satoshi is that it is the pseudonym of the creator of Bitcoin, that is Satoshi Nakamoto. And we don't know whether it is a him or her or a group of people, but simply what we know is that this one person brought a revolution to the world with Bitcoin. And this Bitcoin was built on, of course, the blockchain technology and cryptography. Before Satoshi came up, there were several years of research, and coming up with several things which failed along the line. But it looks like Satoshi was able to do something worthwhile with the earlier research. All right. So I've talked about blockchain, talked about the fiat, how money was not, the evolution of money. I talked about what cryptocurrency is. It's just like a normal currency. It's a string of letters and numbers. And then these letters and numbers have particular unique, symbols, right? And then I also talked about the fact that each crypto can be broken into smaller pieces. I use Bitcoin as an example. Right now, we are moving to how cryptos are stored. Okay, so just like how this 50 Ghana cedi notes, you can put it in your bank, right? You can keep it in your bank. You can make it an e-currency, electronic, and put it in your Momo, right? Or you can put it in your Susu box in your room, anywhere. Or you can put it in your pocket. It can be stored in any means. Or as we know, we are about to have the ECD. This 50 Ghana cedi can be changed into an ECD, right? We'll look at that into that later in later views. In the same way, cryptocurrencies too can be stored in something we call wallets. Okay, they are stored in something we call wallets. And one interesting thing is that when it comes to the crypto wallets, it's done in such a way that you don't need to provide any personal information to create a cryptocurrency wallet. Okay, so this means that your identity is not attached to your crypto wallet like the bank account. When you walk into a bank, they may stress you. They will ask for your name, all those things, KYC. Sometimes they will even tell you to draw the direction to your house from wherever. It's really stressful. But if you want a crypto wallet, nobody asks of your name, nobody needs your name, nobody needs anything. You can have your crypto wallet without any identity being attached to it. So such examples of such crypto wallets we have there, we have the custodial wallets and the non-custodial wallets, okay? So I don't want to go so much into that, but one of the safest ways of keeping your crypto is keeping it on a wallet that allows you to be your own bank. Okay, you have custody to the assets on it. This is what I mean by that. When you want to store your crypto on such wallets, what happens is that they will give you a passphrase, a mnemonic, or what we call the private keys. And this private key is something like your password, your pass, what you need to access your wallet. So if you install or uninstall the wallet, you'll be asked to restore that wallet with your mnemonic phrase. And if you lose them, you have lost access to your funds. It doesn't matter how much you have in it, you have lost access. So cryptocurrency, as much as it may sound exciting, is a call to responsibility if you want to use these wallets. And an example of this wallet that allows you to be your own bank, that makes you have your custody to your own funds. You have the Trust wallet, right? This is one example. You also have a wallet called Ijara. Okay, so quickly, let me just show you how the Trust wallet looks like. Quickly, let me show you how the Trust wallet looks like. And as we go along, kindly, if there's any break or anything, I'm not really looking at the Zoom platform. I want you to draw my attention by just unmuting the microphone and telling me if you are not getting me. All right, so here you'll be required to put a passcode. Now, this is just a passcode, okay? It's not what you actually need to access your wallet, though this is important. So I'm just going to use my fingerprint. So this is just a wallet, and you can create as many wallets as you want, okay? Multiple wallets. So I come here, and then they tell you that private and secure, private keys never leave your device, okay? So you can keep and then all assets are in one place and trade assets. So this cryptocurrency you have been hearing, because it's not physical, you need to keep it in a wallet, okay? And this particular wallet I'm showing you is a software wallet. And these software wallets are usually termed as hot wallets because they are connected to the internet. Now we have the hardware wallets, which come like something like a USB drive. Example is a Ledger or Trezor. All these things are hardware wallets. That's like a USB drive that you keep your coins in there, right? Or we also have the paper wallets. You can have the QR code printed on the paper for you so that you can use that to access your account. But this wallet you see here is a software wallet, and it's a hot wallet because it is connected to the internet. So you create a new wallet. This is very, very simple. I've understood everything they're telling me because they are telling me that I need to back up my wallet because they're going to give me 12 words. And with these 12 words, they don't have access to it, okay? Nobody has access to it, as they are telling you here. These 12 words, you don't have access to it. You need to keep it very safe so that you can actually get into your account. All right, so let's continue. So continue. Now, I'm showing you this phrase here because I'm not going to use this wallet for anything. Please do not show this phrase to anyone because anyone who has this phrase has access to your account and can withdraw your funds anytime, any day, inconvenient, right? So I'm showing you this because it's just an illustration. I'm not going to use this. So the recovery phrase, you need to write it somewhere. You need to save or write it somewhere. So as you can see here, there's a note. They are saying that never share your recovery phrase with anyone. Store it securely. This is something with crypto. Don't just jump into crypto with excitement because you hear you can make a lot of money. It comes with a lot of responsibility also. All right. So in your own time, you can exploit. So this is one wallet that gives you the opportunity to be your own bank. You have custody to your own funds. Okay. So that is it. All right. So you verify and all that. So that is one way we store cryptocurrency. I spoke about Ijara. Ijara here. This is Ijara. And yeah, so this also gives you the right to be your own bank. Okay, so if you lose your private keys, you have lost it. I'm not going to input my PIN here, so that's later. But this is a very fantastic wallet too. It's actually an African project from an African company. So don't say because from Africa, it's not safe. It is technology, so don't worry about that. All right. So we have the Trust Wallet and we have the Ijara. So these are ways you can store your crypto. And I told you that you can also store it in the hardware wallets also. You know, mostly if you have a lot of funds and you don't want to be connecting it to the internet and stuff like that, you can just dump it on the hardware wallets and keep it somewhere safe, right? If you lose that too, you have lost your coin. So either ways, you need to be very, very particular about it. All right. So let's continue. So we've learned how to store cryptocurrencies. All right. So, and one important thing is that any cryptocurrency held in your personal wallet is held directly by you and it's not custodied by a bank or anything like the regular money we have. So I've said that already, that you need to be extra cautious. Now, this means that nobody can shut down your cryptocurrency wallet or block your transactions because you have control over that account at all times. Okay, so the caution here is that if you forget to write down the recovery phrase you get when you create a wallet, you will lose your crypto forever, right? So in the banking system, the bank keeps track of everyone's money and then the bank balances. But in crypto, these records are stored across all computers connected to a cryptocurrency network. And then these transactions and account balances are public and can be viewed using something we call the blockchain explorer. So you can actually view, this wallet, which asset is in it, how much is in it, and all those kind of stuff. It's public, right? And you may be wondering, that is why I told you that there's no name attached to it. So your wallet address becomes your name, okay? Your wallet address becomes your name, becomes your false name. So pseudonym, right? So that is one thing about the crypto space. So this is what makes the crypto networks very secure because there's no single point of failure, right? And this leads to what we call the decentralization. So there are thousands of cryptos out there, right? So one way we can, if you want to look at these cryptos, there are thousands of cryptos out there. But before I can go on with that, I told you that these kind of wallets makes your own bank, right? But there are other wallets that you don't need to hold your private keys. Actually, the platform keeps your private keys for you. So all you have to do is to log in and then you access your funds. Okay. So this kind of this way of storing your cryptos is usually done on the exchanges. And then of course, there is this popular phrase in crypto that if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto, right? If it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. Meaning if you don't have your private keys, it's not a crypto because you can wake up and the exchange is gone. What do? You have lost your funds. And if you are dealing with an exchange that is shady, you may never get your funds back. So let me just show you another way of keeping your crypto, but I don't recommend this way. But if you even do something like this, make sure that you trust the exchange, right? You have done enough research. So this is an exchange. And when you come here, I am going to deposit, right? So you can send and receive. So when you come here to receive, you can receive crypto here. So you can choose to also receive cryptos here and then store them on a short-term basis, right? Not on a long-term basis. If you want to store your crypto on a long-term basis, or if you are holding on what we call hodling for a long term, you need to put it in a wallet that will give you your own private keys, and that is safer. Okay, so that is it with cryptocurrencies and how to store them, right? So there are so many cryptocurrencies, and then if you are in this space, you will need a crypto data aggregator, okay? So these crypto data aggregators give you access to know the coins, their prices, their information and all that. And one of such crypto asset aggregators is what we call the coin market cap. Okay, there are actually two. We have the coin market cap, as you can see here nicely, and then we have the coin check. All right, so I'm going to take us to the coin market cap. So this is a crypto data aggregator, meaning that whatever information you have, you can trace it over here, and then you see exactly, wow, what just happened with Decentraland. Anyway, so yeah, when you come here, you're going to see so many coins here. There are so many coins. In fact, so many, thousands and thousands and thousands of coins, right? So there are thousands of cryptocurrencies out there. And the crazy thing is that every cryptocurrency is different, and not all of them are designed to be a currency you actually use for daily transactions. All right, please, the person who just joined or something, there's a lot of feedback. Kindly mute your microphone. All right. So broadly speaking, there are two types of cryptocurrencies. We have the coins and the tokens. All right. So you'll be hearing coins and tokens. They are different. It's not the same thing. Okay. They are different. So broadly speaking, that's what I'm saying. Broadly, we have two types of cryptos. We have the coins, right? We have what we call the coins and the tokens. So we have coins and the token. Not everything you see in crypto is a coin, and not everything you see in crypto is a token. So there are two different kinds of cryptos. We have the coins and the tokens, and I'm going to give the distinction between these two pretty soon. So when we look at the coins are, let me say, cryptos that are built from the ground up. And by the ground up, what I mean is that someone spent a lot of time, a lot of money putting together the code required to create a very safe and reliable cryptocurrency network. Okay, so normally cryptocurrency coins are the cryptocurrencies given to computers when they process transactions for a cryptocurrency network. So we've heard about Bitcoin, right? And I mentioned something about consensus mechanism early on, right? So now Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency coin. It's a coin. So Bitcoin is a coin because the Bitcoin network was built from the ground up, and Bitcoin is given to computers that process the transactions for the Bitcoin network. Okay, this webinar here is organized by Tezos, and I want to also talk about Tezos. Now, Tezos is also a cryptocurrency coin. It's not a token, but there are some disparities between the Bitcoin network and the Tezos network, and this is where the consensus mechanism comes in. So I'll get back to that in the presentation. But basically, what you need to know is that it is worth noting that cryptocurrency networks are so hard to make from the scratch. So there are only a few cryptocurrencies which are actually coins. The rest are all tokens. And by tokens, what I mean is that in contrast to cryptocurrency coins, cryptocurrency tokens are easy to make, very easy to make, and they can often be created in a matter of minutes with little or no effort. That is why there are tens of thousands of tokens. And we have something called the meme coins in cryptocurrency. Oh boy, there are hundreds churned out on a daily. That is because most of these are just tokens built on the existing network, and they are very easy to create. So that is why this space is very, 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 you need to be very, very cautious when you're stepping into this space as a newbie, because when you jump into this space and you spend your hard-earned money on projects that are not worth it, you may call crypto a scam, and crypto is not a scam. All right. So now speaking about whether crypto is a scam or not, that is one of the myths about cryptocurrency. All right. So cryptocurrency, is one thing about security is that the most important thing to remember about cryptocurrency tokens is that a lot of them are nothing more than scams, right? A lot of them are nothing more than scams, right? That is why I talked about the meme coins. The blockchain technology itself cannot be hacked. It's very robust. But these tokens, these applications built on it are not all so solid. That is why you need to do your own research, right? Now, this is primarily because crypto tokens are easy to create. All a scammer needs to do is to create a token, set up a fancy website, pay for a few advertisements on social media, pay for a few news outlets to feature their token, right? And they can get rich overnight. I think today someone shared with me a news article. Squid Game is I think when I heard Squid Game, I'm not so trendy with movies and stuff like that. So I thought it was actually a game until I got to know it was a movie or a series on Netflix or something like that. So some people created Squid Game token, right? Because they were, riding on the trend. And as we speak, those people who bought those tokens cannot sell it. You can see the token rise so high, but you can't sell it. And there are some technical things that go into that. And that is just what we call a rug pull. So the tokens, most of them are nothing more than scams. So you really have to be very careful when you're dealing with the tokens, okay? But the coins, they usually, the coins are, very solid projects that people take time to build. So it's hardly you come across like quality blockchain, new blockchain projects that have come up that are kind of scams, that are coins, right? But the tokens, I tell you, that is a very, 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 it's like you're swimming with the sharks. So you need to be very careful. Now let's continue. So naturally, the next question that will come on your mind is, so, okay, I've just talked about the fact that most of these tokens are scams and all that, right? Not all the projects are scams, but some of these things are coming up that are looking so shiny, most of them are scams. So is crypto really safe? Because you might have heard that criminals and scammers are using it, and all that, and there's some cryptocurrency hacks. Now my answer is whether a crypto is safe or not, right? It ultimately depends on the context. So for starters, not all cryptocurrencies are created equal. So some cryptocurrencies are built to prioritize speed over security. And usually the consequences of that play out quickly because there's always a hacker somewhere looking to crack a crypto network so that they can trick them into creating new coins or tokens out of thin air to sell for a profit. Now, this might sound scary, but it's not different from what we see in the banks and the corporations because they also get hacked. Banks get hacked, right? So it's nothing scary. But now there are cryptos that have been around for years, and we know of Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrencies that have been around for years, and they have become robust as a consequence of always being under attack by bad actors and also being able to see things that have happened in the crypto space, and they have been able to strengthen their security systems. So if you want to corrupt a cryptocurrency network, you have to hack more than half of all the computers connected to the network. That's what I said about the 51%, right? You cause something a 51% attack or something like that. So you need to hack more than half of all the computers connected to the network at the same time. And this is impossible to do if you have a cryptocurrency network that has millions of computers spread around the world. So in summary, there are just a handful of cryptos that are actively used by criminals. Okay, they're just a handful of cryptos. In actual fact, some governments are against cryptos because they say it's used for money laundering and stuff. But when you look at the characteristics, fiat money is used more in money laundering than even crypto. Okay, I may not really go deep into that, but that is something we're thinking about. And also, the blockchain technology is robust, it's immutable, it's secure, but the applications and some of the tokens and the platforms built on them can be hacked because there can be some, vulnerable codes and some, weak links in there that hackers can have a field day with. But the thing is that once you spot very good projects, you are rest assured because there are cryptos that have been there for years now, and they have been thriving and doing great stuff, right? So in summary, there are just a handful of cryptos that are actively used by criminals, as I've said. But the real risk in crypto lies in the first risk in crypto. So this is something that is very vital, and I think the crux of this presentation. The real risk that is in crypto lies in a number of things, and the first thing is investing. Okay, it's investing. Then the second thing is keeping your crypto on crypto exchanges. So these are some real risks that you see in cryptocurrency. In investing. Now, if I say investing, what do I mean? Now, on investing, you have to know that cryptocurrencies are extremely volatile. Means that their prices can go up or down, up to about 50% in a day. And I'm glad that I have an example to show to you today, right? Let's go back to CoinMarketCap. I was just blown away by seeing this because I have not checked out the markets today. But look at a coin here called Decentralized. This coin has done 97% in 24 hours. This is incredible. What could be driving this kind of ride? Okay, so 97% in a day. That shows you how volatile cryptocurrencies are. Very volatile. When you take the currency markets, they don't move much in a day. In 24 hours, maybe you take USD and the JPY, you take maybe Ghana cedi against the dollar, it doesn't move much, though there's so many cries that the city is depreciating against the dollar. That's fantastic. But you will not have 97% depreciation in a day or appreciation in a day, right? So, but we see this kind of thing in the crypto space, right? So they're very volatile. So investing too much in a crypto can be extremely dangerous, especially when you engage in something called leverage trading. Okay, so we won't go there. That's borrowing using borrowed money. Or you invest in projects which we call shit coins. They are projects that have no use cases, that have no basic, there's nothing solid holding the coin up. The only thing that's holding the coin up are celebrity tweets and then maybe marketing. Okay, so I'll leave a link to a certain video that you can watch the video and know everything you need to know about these shit coins or these meme coins in this space, so that you don't throw your hard-earned money to some excuse my language, shitty projects, right? So that is the next thing. That's one thing you need to know about investing in crypto. It's very volatile. So you need to invest only what you are willing to lose, not a peso more. You don't need to put your school fees there. You don't need to put your wedding money there. You don't need to put your daily upkeep money there. You don't need to put your rent there. You don't need to put some susu collection. You are the one taking the susu, You don't need to put that one there. You want to play a fast one so that by the time they come for their money, you have made some money. Please do not invest more than you can afford to lose in cryptocurrency. Now, I said the first risk was with investing. Now, the next risk is with the exchanges. Now, about crypto exchanges, that's where most crypto hacks have happened. So an example of an exchange is what I just showed you. This is Binance. This is an exchange. There are so many exchanges out there. There's Kucoin. Let me also show you Kucoin. Kucoin is also an exchange. So basically, just like how we have in simple terms, you can have money. You want to buy something, go to a marketplace to buy. In the same way too, when it comes to crypto, we have marketplaces that you can go and buy, and these are called the exchanges. So there are several exchanges. We have Binance, Kucoin, Huobi, we have Coinbase, we have MXC, we have so many crypto exchanges, right? We have so many exchanges. That's where most crypto hacks have happened. Now, these are much more easier and more lucrative, to exploit than an individual cryptocurrency wallet, which is very secure. As I explained to you, that you have your own private keys. So it's very, very secure. Anytime you lose funds from a wallet that you have your own private keys, it is because you handed over your private keys to someone, or there are some kind of dust transactions that take place there, and then you transfer some money from your account to another account, and that gives them the opportunity. But always, you have a role to play if you're going to lose money, right? But with the exchanges, it is more lucrative for the hackers to target the exchanges. That's why you should always keep your crypto in your own personal wallet wherever possible, and only keep it on an exchange if you are trading or you're cashing out, or you want to do a few things, right? But you should be wary of the risks that are attached to that. All right, so let me not just go away. Let me just look at what we have covered so far and see if we have been following. So we've talked about crypto. We've talked about how safe crypto is, and then I'll be going to trading of cryptocurrencies. But we've looked at a lot of these things so far. Now, I showed you a certain crypto that has done like 97% in a day. Some do more in a week. You can have 1,000%. It is real. You can have 2,000% and all those things. All right. So what gives the cryptos this kind of volatility, and what gives them the value? So that's the next question. Why are cryptos so volatile? Right. Now, cryptos are valuable because of what they do. That's what I told you about. Obviously, this value changes depending on which crypto we are talking about. So one important thing to note is that most other cryptocurrencies are very much correlated to Bitcoin, meaning that their prices are reliant on what Bitcoin does. So even though that's the case of some cryptos, most other cryptos have their value because of the value they provide. And I can talk about Tezos, right? I will be digging into Tezos because of the value they provide. That's what we call the utility or the use cases. That's why I said that most of these meme coins don't have any utility. They don't have any use cases. Nothing drives the price naturally. Okay, there should be some form of natural drive of the prices, right? Without marketing, without what we call shilling, right? So if there are no use cases of these projects, that there are no value. Okay, so the reason why the value of a cryptocurrency will fluctuate so much each day is because, apart from what I've spoken about, it's also because nobody really knows what these technologies are actually worth. Now, the crypto space is very young, very, very young. And then we are now discovering more and more things that are coming up. Every time we see new niches being bet out, we had the ICOs, we had the IEOs, we now have the IDOs, right? Who knew that we could have initial DEX offerings? Now we have NFTs. NFTs were available as far back as 2017, 2018, but in this year they boomed. We have DeFi, decentralized finance. We have GameFi, that's the gaming finance. We have the metaverse. Now, so many interesting things are coming out of the crypto space. It's really getting interesting. So nobody really knows what the technologies are actually worth, but the prices of regular currencies and gold, like those things, so they also fluctuate every day for the same reason. But cryptos are much more volatile because what they do is revolutionary. It is a revolutionary kind of thing that is happening. And then cryptocurrency networks make it possible to also lend, save, borrow without any identity card, without any credit score, nothing like that. Today, you can go to an exchange and you can decide to borrow money, you can decide to lend money, you can decide to save money, and all those kind of things. Some of these exchanges don't need any identity score. They don't need anything like bring some kind of, bring your car, bring your house, bring something. There's nothing like that. Bring a third person. There's nothing like that. So they make it possible to do business directly with other people without a middleman taking a cut. And then we can see tech giants like Facebook and all those things, because they can see that there's some kind of, they can become obsolete. They are all jumping into this whole crypto blockchain stuff. Recently, we heard that Facebook has rebranded into Meta, and then it's going to invest about $10 billion into the metaverse. And this is really huge because they see the change that is coming. They see what is happening in the crypto space. So these are things that we have to look at. And there are so many other very interesting things crypto can do. Communities can come together and vote on how their money should be spent. We can cut governments off, right? We can cut any crook politicians off, so that we say this district, this thing, we have a smart contract that disburses the money. We don't have any finance minister. We don't have anybody the money is not going to lie in anybody's account. We can have smart contracts which can pay NSS personnel on a monthly basis, right? So these things can come in to cut away governments and stuff. That is why they are always fighting, because the government is a centralized body and it will always stand against anything that will bring decentralization and give power to the people, right? So that is it. So you can even say that crypto is kind of equivalent to a very powerful alien technology that threatens the dominance of the powers that we have in the world right now. I may sound like I'm doing some kind of preaching or something, but that is it about cryptocurrencies. It's really exciting knowing about cryptocurrencies. And you can see that this potential makes the average crypto investor very emotional, because the slightest possibility of a clampdown of crypto results in a market crash. You can hear a rumor, it can result in a market crash or a pump in the market. But in the long term, you can see that crypto is growing, okay? And that the growth is unlikely to stop anytime soon. Because you've heard of someone who tweets something and then the market crashes. When we hear that China bans this, market crashes. When we hear they're about to tax crypto gains, the market crashes and stuff like that. But as much as these things affect the crypto space, it is still young and growing. In the long term, we are going to see that massive growth in the crypto space. Now we're going to move to the next question. Now, which crypto should you buy, right? I'll be wrapping up the presentation soon, but I just hope that you are following it and getting some real value from this, right? So take a look at the cryptos here. which cryptos should you buy? This is a a big question, right? There are so many cryptocurrencies. This is not all. So which crypto should you really buy? Now, well, before I answer that, let me just bring it to you that I'm not a financial advisor, right? Just my investment advice. So which cryptocurrency you decide to buy boils down to the first thing, your timeline, right? Which kind of investor are you? Are you going in for the long term? Are you going in for the short term? Are you a mid-term person? What is your timeline? And you need to define this clearly before you jump into crypto. Otherwise, you will see that you'll be falling for so many things that will come up, right? Because you don't have a clearly defined goal. The next thing that will help you decide is your risk tolerance. Okay, your risk tolerance is very, very important. And another thing is that you need to also check the type of cryptocurrency you want to invest in, and then the kind of utility this cryptocurrency has, right? So in terms of the timeline of cryptocurrency, the market seems to follow a 4-year cycle, right? And then you hear about the 4-year cycle, you hear about the alt season, you hear about all those things. I won't go into that, right? But you need to have your timeline clearly defined so that you'll be able to know whether you are holding for a long term, a short term, and depending on the market conditions, that's going to help you with that decision. But it is very important that, are you coming in as a trader? Are you coming in as an investor? It is very, very important. Then the next thing is that, there's a fun fact that, there have been some research or stats that buying and holding crypto will give you about almost the same profit if you're actively trading. Okay, so the thing is that I don't recommend actively trading crypto for you unless you have a lot of time to devote to it, right? Because if you don't have a lot of time to devote to the markets, checking up what's up, which market, doing a whole lot of research, just getting some assets and then buying a few of them is going to really help you on your long term. Okay, so that is it about that. Just buying and holding usually does you a good deal. If you know that you don't have all the time to be checking the markets and be doing trading and things like that, or flipping from one coin to another. All right. Now, when it comes to the risk tolerance, it may sound a bit funny because cryptos are very risky investments, but there are varying degrees of risk even with the crypto market. Now, logically, the more risk you are willing to take, the greater the reward you gain. Now, the easiest way to measure the risk and reward is to look at a cryptocurrency's market cap. Okay, so I wouldn't go so much into that right now, but this is a very important metric to check because of the dollar value of cryptocurrencies can be misleading. People are buying cryptocurrencies because they feel like, no, this one the price is low, so let me buy. Or people are buying because this one the price is too high. I hear people say that a whole lot of times, the price is too high, so I can't buy this particular crypto, or this one the price is this or that, right? I totally understand that the price can be, but the price can be misleading. So you need to check a very important metric, which is the market capitalization of that particular cryptocurrency. All right. So I wouldn't go into crypto, the market cap, but I'll just give you a little rule of thumb when it comes to market cap. The smaller the market cap, the more potential that cryptocurrency has to grow, regardless of its dollar value. That is something very important you should note. Regardless of the dollar value, the smaller the market cap, the more potential it has, because regardless of its dollar value. That's because it takes less money to increase its value. Okay. And I talked about utility. Now, the utility is what the coin is being used for. As I said, what is driving that spontaneous increase in demand, okay, for that particular coin or the token. Now, there are so many types of cryptos. We have cryptos which are used to store value, like Bitcoin. We have smart contracts and cryptos there. Examples of such smart contract cryptos, we have Tezos, we have Ethereum, we have something we call the Oracle cryptos. Those are the cryptos that provide data, okay, real world data to smart contracts, right? So for example, we can have a smart contract. When I say smart contract, it's basically like a program or a code, right? That executes without any external influences or anything. It's just a computer code. So for example, I can set a smart contract that probably if Man United has a game with Liverpool, I can go into a deal with somebody, and then we have a smart contract that when Man U wins the game, the smart contract should automatically authorize that $100 worth of Bitcoin should be sent from that guy's account to my account. Now, this is a nice smart contract, but it's not going to be worth it if there's no other crypto or a blockchain that will feed the score line to that smart contract. All right. So that's what the Oracle cryptos do. They bring real world data to smart contracts. An example is Chainlink. We have payment cryptos. So they are used for day-to-day payments. And we know Bitcoin Cash is a king in that area because of the very, very low fees. Right. And also Bitcoin is doing something because they have brought this Lightning network that makes it very easy to transfer, funds and all that. And we have the privacy cryptos that preserve the privacy making transactions. An example is Monero. You have the exchange tokens, right? These are the governing tokens of the exchange platforms. For example, we have Binance Coin, which belongs to the Binance Exchange. We have the Huobi token, which belongs to the Huobi Exchange. We have the FTT, right? FTT token, which belongs to the FTX exchange, right? So we have the exchange tokens, and we have the meme coins too. Well, let me not be biased. Let me mention the meme coins because they are also a very interesting part of the crypto ecosystem, right? So we have the meme coins, and I told you that they don't really have any specific use case, right? Right. Though some of them are trying to, bring some use cases into the whole thing, right? So an example is Dogecoin. We have Shiba Inu, and I know Shiba Inu has been breaking the internet of late. So whatever you decide to do, make sure you are well informed before you jump into buying anything. All right. So we have covered cryptocurrencies. I believe that this overview about cryptocurrency has been kind of extensive. We look at types of crypto, what crypto is, how safe crypto is, trading cryptos. I told you that trading cryptos can be done on the exchanges. Okay, all right. Now, so we are moving on to Tezos, right? Now, Tezos, as I said, is a cryptocurrency coin. Okay, so Tezos, and this online meetup is probably sponsored by Tezos and brought to you by Tezos Ghana, right? So Tezos is a blockchain network which has its native coin called Tez. Okay, so it's XTZ, Tez. So let's go to CoinMarketCap so that we just look at it. So when you come here, you can find Tezos easily by searching or just by typing this. So this is Tezos, okay? So this is Tezos. Tezos is a coin. As when you come here, you're going to see every information you need about Tezos and everything you need to know about Tezos. But one interesting thing is that we are not here to tell you to buy Tezos. We are looking for something bigger, right? Most people are just throwing money into crypto because they want to make money, right? But it's bigger. If you really want to make money in crypto, it's about building something upon the blockchain. And Tezos gives us that opportunity for developers, for researchers to bring their brains on board, to bring stuff on board that's going to really, help the network itself and also help with applications. Now, when you go to your Google Play Store, Android, iOS, we have applications over there. Now, when you take the blockchain and the crypto space, we have applications, and these applications are what we call the decentralized applications. And these decentralized applications we see as dApps are built on blockchains, okay, are built on blockchains, various blockchains that we have. So for Tezos like this, you can build an application on it to solve whatever problem that you want, okay? And there are some very unique characteristics of Tezos that make this possible. Now, the term Tezos is a Greek for smart contracts, according to the developers. And Tezos is a blockchain for executing smart contracts and building decentralized applications. So if you remember the Man U and Liverpool example I gave, that's a smart contract. It's just a programmed contract, a programmed code that executes a particular instruction, right? As I said, NSS, there can be a smart contract to pay all NSS personnel. There's not going to be any delay. Let's say on 27th, the smart contract is executed and there's not going to be any delay. So some of these things can be easily done with blockchain technology and things like that. If you have ideas, you can think around it. And as I said, this meetup is not to tell you to buy Tezos. No, far from that, right? They are telling you what Tezos is about, what we are in to do, and to support developers in Africa entrepreneurs, ideas, whatever ideas that you have, and even the NFT space. We'll look at that later. So Tezos is a blockchain for executing smart contracts, as I've said already, and you can also build decentralized applications on top of Tezos. Now, a smart contract is a self-executing contract. I've already explained that. I wouldn't go so much into that. Now, one difference between Tezos and the others is that, Tezos uses what we call the bakers. I told you that the blockchain network has participants, all right? And these participants, for some blockchains, are called miners. But for example, for the Bitcoin blockchain, it's called miners. But for us, they are called bakers. And these bakers secure and manage the network, and they verify the transactions. I told you that when a transaction takes place, people have to verify it. So these are the bakers who are on the blockchain, who are ensuring that the transactions are verified, and then they distribute the block rewards. Okay, so blockchain, any transaction, there are block rewards, right? So Tezos does not use any expensive hardware computers like we see in Bitcoin. Okay, Tezos uses a consensus mechanism called the proof of stake, specifically liquid proof of stake, right? I wouldn't go too much into that. We'll be learning that in subsequent meetings, right? But when Bitcoin uses the proof of work, and the proof of work uses computers, complex machinery and computers to ensure that the transactions go through and all those kind of things. Yes, but when we look at the proof of stake, it uses what we call the participants on it. That with Tezos, they are called the bakers. Okay, they're called the bakers. And another unique thing about Tezos protocol is that it can be upgraded to something we call the Tezos voting, and that is what we call the Unchained Governance. That is one very unique thing about Tezos. There's this self-amendment and Unchained Governance, that decisions can be taken among the stakeholders and participants. And you don't need to, there's not going to be any disagreement that people will break away from Tezos and say, we don't agree with this one, so we're going to form our own network. Blockchain network, like we see in other things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. When there are some disagreements among the developers, they go and create their own thing. So they call it a hard fork. Okay. So Bitcoin has Bitcoin Cash, which is a fork of Bitcoin. You have Ethereum Classic, which is a fork of Ethereum, right? And when it comes to the Tezos blockchain, we don't have any forks. That is because there's understanding, right? And this understanding is because we have the on-chain governance leading to this kind of self-amendment thing. So there's this 4-phase process that ensures that there are upgrades, constant upgrades to the Tezos blockchain and all that. I'll quickly take us to the website. I'll leave the links and everything so that you could check it out yourself. So in consequences, there are no disagreements among the stakeholders. There are no splits in the community. No new crypto will be created. There are no reduction in the network effects. And then we have a number of applications which are fast growing on the Tezos network. And a lot of these developers are engaging in the niches which are decentralized finance. Now, when we say decentralized finance, this is the future of finance, okay? This is where you can do your banking, you can borrow, you can lend, you can save for very attractive APYs. When I say APYs, that's an annual percentage yield, very, very attractive, not what your bank is going to give you, very high yields, all right? So DeFi, some DeFi protocols give as much as 1,000% a year, and it's insane, and also when we look at the NFT space too, there are applications which are being built on the Tezos blockchain. We have Hekenank, we have Objects.com, we have OneOff, which was a huge success because they deal with artists, and one very successful artist that came on was Doja Cat and all that. So there are so many interesting things taking place on the Tezos blockchain, and I'm going to leave a website, that's the tezosproject.com. You can explore it for yourself. So Tezos has amazing partnerships. We have an official blockchain partner, that is the Red Bull Racing. And then it's important that I mention that we have the Tezos Foundation, okay? It's a Swiss foundation with the purpose of promoting the Tezos protocol through grants and capital deployment vehicles. So that's what I'm saying, that we are big on, research. We are big on people building on the Tezos blockchain. We are not going to tell you to buy Tezos. No. That is the easiest part of it. The most, difficult and lucrative aspect is building, solving problems in the community, in your community, in your country, using the blockchain technology. That is more sustainable in the long term, right? And then what Tezos Foundation does is that they provide grants to build solutions in the areas of baking, security, privacy, education, training, etc. Okay, so this is a little bit of overview on Tezos. And then you can check it out more when you come here. You check the markets on which Tezos is traded on. You can check other very important information. I have another, we are going to share another video on how to do your own research. So I'll share that so that you could do your research on Tezos, see if it is something worth building on. If you're a developer, if you're an artist, if you're a researcher, you could come on board. And if you're an investor, of course, you're not living out there, you could also invest in Tezos. And there's no financial advice, you do your own research. And so we can dig into the tokenomics of Tezos, the market cap, circulating supply. We'll look at all that right now. But I told you that there's one interesting thing about Tezos, that you can earn passively with Tezos. Okay, you can earn passively through staking, which I explained. And then with the staking in the Tezos ecosystem is called baking. Okay, and this is relatively very, very easy. You can stake your Tezos coins by delegating your coins to some people we call bakers, and then you can earn between 5 to 6% in a year. So it's a double win situation. You are buying Tezos, the price is appreciating on its own and declining at certain points, but the long-term trajectory we are looking at increase, and you're also earning interest. This gets so good, and this is brought to you by DeFi. Because of DeFi, decentralized finance, we have these protocols like staking, savings, liquidity pools, yield farming, and all these things make earning on your crypto very, very possible, right? So there was a stat that in 2020, more than 80% of all Tezos were staked. And this means that there's less supply on the exchanges. So there will be a constant demand, which will lead to increase in prices if all things be equal. So for example, you can stake your Tezos. Let me show you. I'm holding Tezos. That one is public knowledge. I can't. You don't need to be told. You can stake your Tezos on Binance here. You can also stake it on a Trust wallet, which will be giving you returns as you want. All right. So basically, let me see. I think I have covered a lot of things, told you about Tezos. Let me quickly take you to the Tezos website so that you can just have a look at it. So when you come here, www.tezos.com, you come and learn about Tezos. I told you about the self-amendment, Unchained Governance, Decentralized Innovation, smart contracts, and all that. You can read more about the Tezos project, visit our socials and all that, learn about it. And I told you we are big on building. We want to see the entrepreneurs coming up with projects. We are going to have various hackathons and stuff like that. So come up with an idea, build on the Tezos blockchain, and this is going to drive the demand that we are all seeking. All right. So this is basically presentation and introduction to cryptocurrencies. Let me just go back and see that we have done everything. All right. So there are other niches, right? That's the last part of the presentation. I told you that crypto has evolved. We have DeFi. I've already explained DeFi, NFT space, non-fungible tokens. This is where we are seeing avatars everywhere. This is where we are seeing artworks being sold for resounding amounts like $69 million for an artwork, a JPEG file. We are seeing so many interesting things coming up in the crypto space. And this is due to this niche of NFTs. We have the metaverse, where the coin I showed you earlier in the presentation is the Decentraland. It is in the metaverse. So it's a gaming coin, right? It's a game, basically. And then we have Axie Infinity. So we have so many interesting niches and interesting projects. And so I spoke about DeFi, NFTs. I've spoken about GameFi, the metaverse, and there are so many other parts coming up, all right? There are so many other interesting things coming up in the future. And if you are hearing or you are here for this presentation right now, I must say that you are very early, all right? So this is it. This presentation is brought to you by Tezos Ghana. I've already told you about what our mission, all right? So our mission is that we want to bring Tezos education and crypto education, blockchain education, and promotion in Ghana. And this meetup is one of is fulfilling this particular purpose. We are also bringing about application development and real life usage of Tezos in Ghana. Actually, we have a project that I may talk about. We are building something on the Tezos blockchain, and we are no, we are urging you all. If you're a developer, you have ideas, you can build on the Tezos blockchain. If you want to learn how to program on the Tezos blockchain, write smart contracts and all that, we have that. We have resources, we have trainings that can take you through that, right? And also, we are big on academic research and recognition. Academic research and recognition, really, really big on that. We have certain aspects of the Tezos and in ecosystem like nomadic labs and all those things. They are into these research and things like that. Okay, so that is it about Tezos. And I told you that we have a project and we have a voting application that is being built right here in Ghana. It's being built on the Tezos blockchain. Once it's ready, it will be rolled out, and you all see that it's possible to really solve a lot of problems with blockchain. Right. So thank you. This brings me to the end of the presentation. I believe that I might have touched on a lot of areas, and you have some good understanding of the crypto space, right? So at this point, I think what I'm just going to do is that if you have any questions, you could just let me know. I think I'll take questions here now. If there are any questions, you let me know. I don't know. Let me check the chat session. So you can feel free. You can unmute your microphone. If you have any questions, you can just drop your questions in the chat box. Right. If there are no questions, then we can call this presentation off, and then I hand it over to Seth if he has any final words. So, Seth, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, all right. So I don't know if you have any questions, right? If there are no questions, I'm going to drop a question, and then of course we're going to maybe have some kind of reward for that. Okay, so if there are no questions, I'll make Seth give us final words or something. Then
Some people have raised their hands in the chat, so
okay, right, all right. So okay, let's hear from Moses. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Moses.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for your knowledge that you shared for us. May God bless you.
Amen.
I believe you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Yes. So
Thank
this
you.
the Tezos coin that you are telling us,
yes.
But I don't know how you can come on board. You said you are not advising us to buy. So
yes.
how will you be part of this project? And moreover, actually, I have 3 questions. So I don't know if I can be.
Yes, ask all your questions right now. I'm just taking note of them.
And another question is that you spoke of the Trust Wallet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one Trust Wallet already. So if I want to create another Trust Wallet or maybe multiple Trust Wallet, how will I go about it?
Okay, fine. Your third question.
And my third question is, I just bought this coin, and I don't know, I cannot swap it back. I don't know whether if I'm not the one, if I don't know if
what coin did you buy? What's the name of the coin?
The name Hash Panda.
Oh, okay, nice. Hash Panda. Moses, are you a newbie in this space, or you're like, let's say, you know your way around?
No, I don't know. Maybe, I've paid for some classes, but I'm not all that deep in this.
Okay, you pay for some classes. Okay. All right. I'll answer your questions. Thank you for your question. All right. So I told you that how do you come on board? The first is we are building on the Tezos blockchain. Okay. So we are building on the Tezos blockchain. What I mean by building is that we have developers who are building applications that are solving problems using the Tezos blockchain. Now, the blockchain technology is used to solve problems. used to solve problems, right? So Tezos on its own, I told you, has unique features, the smart contract, on-chain governance, self-amendment, and all that. And these characteristics give it that push to be used to build applications in terms of decentralized finance. Okay, so finance applications that can help you to lend, borrow, and all that. NFT space, if you're an artist, you're a collector, all those kind of things, right? So you may be thinking, okay, you don't have technical knowledge in this space, or you don't have any, you don't have the skills to code. We teach how to code with the Tezos blockchain. So that is one way you can come on board. The next way you can come on board, of course, is through education and research, just as we are doing, okay? Research and education, getting to know more about the blockchain. And that is going to spark up your interest. Is that okay? So that is another thing that this meetup is seeking to do. Then the next thing is, of course, I'm not advising you to buy, but you can look into it if you're an investor or a trader. Is that okay? Right. So basically, you can look into it. But I'm not a financial advisor. You do your own research, and I have a video that I'm going to share with you that will help you do that. So you can also buy, can buy. And one thing that you can benefit from buying Tezos is the staking I told you about. You can be earning between 5 to 6% in a year, depending on which DeFi protocols that you're using. You can even earn more. We'll be looking into that later. Okay. So all I said was, I'm not a financial advisor. If you buy, make sure that you have done your research and you basically understand what Tezos is, its use cases, and you believe in the potential of the project, basically. Then the next thing, Trust Wallet. If you have a Trust Wallet right now, you don't need to download another Trust Wallet, okay? Trust Wallet is just an application and just one, but you can have multiple wallets within that Trust Wallet that you have. And each of these multiple wallets is going to give you your private keys. Okay, so each of these wallets is going to give you private keys. So you can have maybe a wallet that you dedicate to savings. So you can actually write savings on that wallet. You can have a wallet that will probably are saving to buy something for saving towards your wedding. So you can have a wallet for that. Yeah, have a wallet for your retirement. You can have a wallet for that. So on that one Trust Wallet, you can have multiple wallets in Trust Wallets. Okay, so let me see if I can quickly show you the Trust Wallet. Okay, so this is Trust Wallet. So if you look at it carefully, let me go back. Go back. Right. So you can see wallets here. You can see that I have one wallet called V's Bank. I have another wallet called I have V's Bank. I have airdrops. And then you can actually create more wallets if you like. Okay, you can create wallets if you like. So you come here, create new wallets. Okay, so it's that simple. You need only one Trust Wallet application, but on that particular one Trust Wallet application, you can have multiple wallets in there. Right. So I believe this answers your question, Moses. And the next one, Moses, you bought Hash Panda. Wow, Hash Panda. Okay, what I have to say is that, Moses, I initially spoke about something. Okay, that is what we call rack pools. A rack pool is something in the crypto space such that you can buy a coin. The coin is going up and up and up. You are so excited. When you are ready to sell, the coin dips insanely. That is a rack pool. Or we have something called a honeypot. Okay, a honeypot is a code that is put in some of these coins, these codes of these coins, such that it can only allow you to buy, but you cannot sell. These are risks that come with the crypto space. Okay, so probably it can be a honeypot code, or maybe it's been rug pulled or something. I have not looked into Hash Panda, but what I recommend is that before you buy any coin, please do your own research. Okay, ensure that you research about it. There are so many steps and guidelines that are there. I will share them with you. Okay, so that I told you that the tokens are very easy to create. People just get up and create tokens, and then with a mindset of running away with the funds, with the mindset of scamming people. Okay, I just told you that there was a particular token called Squid Game token, which that people bought and now they can't sell, just like the Hash Panda you are talking about. So, or maybe go back and check your internet connection. Probably, I don't know if you use Pancake Swap to do that. So maybe there's not enough liquidity there. That's why you cannot swap, or maybe some other reason. I may not be able to tell now, but I've told you the various things that may be happening. All right. So that is it, Moses. Maybe you can contact me later so that we look at it. But if you are a newbie in this space, I'll recommend that you always ensure you do your own research. Invest in quality coins. Quality, when I mean quality, with good use cases, that you know that if there's no marketing or shilling even for this coin, the demand can cause the price to go high. There's no shady, there's not a shady project. There are no anonymous people somewhere, developers. You have a multi-sig wallet, all those things. There are so many things that you need to look into. So I'll say that Moses, I think that video will do you a good deal of good. All right. So I don't know if I've answered your questions and we can continue.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
All right. Fantastic. You are most welcome. Any other, I think, was there another hand? So that we can quickly wrap it up. All right. Okay. So I believe there are no more questions for us. Right. And I believe that I do really hope that this meetup was very useful.
Oh, there's one more question.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I want to know, I've been seeing this adverts on social media. I mean, the yellow card. I just want to know what is it exactly? Because since we're talking about classifying them, I want to know what the yellow card is.
Okay. I'm not a yellow card ambassador, but I'll do them a favor by telling you about yellow card. Now, yellow card is an exchange, okay? It's an exchange just like Binance or Coinbase or, Kraken. So they are just exchange. Yeah, it's an exchange where you can buy Bitcoin. What I know is that Bitcoin can buy Bitcoin on yellow card. And with Momo, right, they've made it very, very easy that you can use Momo to buy Bitcoin from there. So yellow card is simply an exchange, okay? It's an exchange. And I know they are running the promo or something like that. That's why they are flying their ads all over social media. So yellow card is an exchange. You can buy crypto from there. And the crypto I'm sure of is Bitcoin. I don't know the other things that are sold there. So probably you can check it out later and see. But it's just like Binance, okay? Binance, you can use Momo, but it's not straight, okay? You have to use what you call a P2P, peer-to-peer, right? So that is it about yellow card. All right. Any other? I've seen some questions in the chat box. Let me read. Because of the voting process in the Tezos, the proof of work, unlike Earth proof of stake. I didn't really get the question, Adnan. If you could put it better, I will really appreciate that. I don't really understand the question. Okay. Are there any crash courses for developers to learn Tezos? Absolutely. We have a wealth of courses, right? We have so many courses. We will drop them in our group. If you have not joined our group, we'll leave our WhatsApp link here. Seth, can you kindly drop the WhatsApp link here so that those who have not joined can join? We're going to drop courses, resources, whatever it is. You can learn how to program on code on Tezos, blockchain, whatever it is. We have assistance for that. So don't worry about it. There are so many courses out there. All right. Thanks, Kizzy, for your question. All right. And also, has there been an XCZ token ban activity to reduce supply? All right. So actually, Tezos has its own mechanism, in ensuring that these things are done. We don't, from what I know so far, right? We don't do these kind of token bans that happens like what Binance Coin has, that they have quarterly token bans and some of these meme coins with insane supply, right? So we'll do a presentation later to delve into the tokenomics of Tezos and how things are put in place to ensure that the coins, the supply is being reduced and the demand is driven and all that. Okay, so we don't have maybe token ban activities like what we see in other coins like quarterly or whatever it is. That I'm sure of. But exactly what goes into all these, we will do another presentation to break them down. Right, break them down. Right. So thanks for your question also. Thanks for your question also. So that's a link to our WhatsApp group. You can just join that, so that you have access to more and more of these things, resources and materials that we have. All right. So at this point, I think I'll leave it to Seth so that he gives us some final words that we can call it a day. I'm really excited about your participation, everybody, and your questions and all. It's been really, really wonderful. And I hope that we're going to have more of these times ahead. All right. So Seth, you could take us away.
I don't have anything to say. Just that. Thank you all for coming and spread the news to all your friends and family and loved ones who are interested in crypto. We've been holding meetings frequently. Every 2 weeks we hold a meeting, so just put it on your calendar.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, as you heard him, thank you for coming. Kindly join the group. If you have more questions, you can ask. You could also contact me. My name is V. You're going to see me on the group. You can reach me with your questions. Anything. If you want to learn more about crypto, I personally have a community that we talk more about cryptocurrencies and learning the ins and outs of the crypto space. It's Cryptority on YouTube. So probably if you contact me, I can share with you 1 or 2 things that you could learn, especially how to do your own research and all you need to know about shitcoins. All right. So thank you for coming. Maybe next time come with a friend so that we can all learn about the crypto space and build together. All right. So thank you for coming and do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye to everyone. Bye to everyone.